Okay, I'm back. I'm back. For some reason, my computer restarted.
Matters big.
Oh, shoot. No, go back.
Hello, little old jaw.
Yeah, for some reason, I don't know. Oh, wait. Publish this one, yes. And let's see. Stream manager, am I still here? Yeah, I'm here. Okay, good. Yeah, for some reason, my computer, like, said it had to restart. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know why, but for some reason, it had to restart. I don't even know what I was saying. But yeah, I don't know. Okay, we're back. So I'm happy we're back. Let me look at my content. Let's see, the video producer. Okay. It says that I'm still here. Good. But I don't know. I have to learn how to take care of my PC. I've had it for almost 4 months or 4 months now. Okay, so we're talking about my master's degree. Yes. So, yeah, I spent a lot of time on the computer. I was able to have a computer. We could not access certain websites. But what I could do was get my degree. So that's what I did. I spent my time studying at overnight mostly, and it was so good. I had so much, well, not so much fun, but it was actually a cool job. I think a lot of correctional officers are intelligent because they have a lot of time to read. At least I did. I read a lot. I used to read a lot of books while I was on my shift. So, yeah. I do kind of miss... one thing I do miss about it is that I miss that I was able to, like... I don't know. I wasn't responsible for anything. I could just, go, well, I was responsible for the inmates, but I could just, do my own thing at the job, and I was there for eyes and ears for the inmates, but I could still, I don't think I was supposed to read books, though. I don't think I was supposed to do any of that stuff. I was a bad employee. But I think in your free time you could, yeah, as long as it wasn't taken away from your work, you could. So I'm happy that I could do my own thing, Refresh. Oh, you guys have to refresh. Yes, sorry, you guys have to refresh your screen. Sorry, refresh. Alright, so someone said... Did any of the male prisoners try to assault me? No. I've never had male prisoners try to assault me. Have I ever had like a female try to assault me? No. I've never had anyone try to assault me. I don't think I've did that much work for anyone to want to assault me. You know what? Some of the visitors didn't like me, but I've had them threaten me, but I don't think they wanted to assault me. I don't even think they wanted to assault me either. But I think they wanted to, but they never came close to wanting to assault me, because when I worked in visitation, I was the good judge of the clothing, and I know what men want to see. So I was always turning women around because they were always trying to show off their body, and you're not supposed to show off your body in a prison. Who's a better judge to do that than me? I know what you guys are trying to do. I know what you girls are trying to do here. And we don't need these men getting riled up. So I would be turning them around, and they would be getting upset. Because I would be turning around the girls. The women did not like me. They did not like me. A lot of them hated me. But I just wanted to do my job, and I didn't want them to make it difficult for me. Because as soon as the inmates done looking at their booty, who booty they going to be looking at after that? They're going to be trying to look at mine. So, hey, let's try to keep it calm in here. You don't need inmates getting riled up. Did I ever consider giving in to the constant advances I received? No, I did not. I was not interested, guys. Yeah, a job is a job. I feel like for me, yeah, a job is a job. Especially there, because guys, it's serious. I know people like to have their opinions about like correctional officers and potentially having affairs with like inmates. Like, of course, a lot of stories have happened. A lot of it's true. A lot of times officers and inmates do become couples in the system. They see each other, they're locked in. It's like, oh my gosh, like a love story. It turns into like something else. A lot of times that's true. A lot of times it's true. There was a girl that I worked with that's probably going to be serving time in prison. Well, she is going to be serving time in prison. Yeah, she is going to be serving time in prison for sleeping with an inmate. And I think she brought in some stuff from him. I didn't read the full story, but yeah, she'll be in prison for a year and some change. And she's a sex offender now. So it's very serious. Like, I don't think anyone wants to be labeled as a sex offender, especially if you can date a guy outside. It's a lot of men everywhere. Men are everywhere. It doesn't make her bad, but she's a sex offender, so yeah. I think it does. I think it does. Sorry. That's what the system says. That's what the law says. So I'm pretty sure a lot of guys who have that label say the same thing, but you still got that label. So I just wouldn't want it. So for me, I just would not want that label because that's what it's considered. An inmate cannot consent to sex. They can't. They're imprisoned. At any situation, any time, I am in a position higher than them. It's almost like an abuse of power. If we were out in the real world, would this guy be wanting to have these same advances made towards him? Probably not. Or probably so. But guess what? We will not know that because he's in prison. So I cannot be trying to there's no such thing as a consensual relationship with an inmate. There's no such thing because they're in prison. So no, I would not be giving into any type of constant advances. I'd be okay. I'm okay with that. There are guys in the real world, there are guys on the outside, and guess what? Especially me, I've dated a lot. 100% of my relationships have failed. You think I'm gonna risk my job to have one? No. Good gracious. No, thank you. So I was never interested. And also, there are also several men that work in prisons too. Some of them are cute. Some of them are dateable. A lot of them are disgusting, but a lot of them are disgusting, but there are a couple guys. I dated a couple guys that I worked with. A couple. One. Coworker shooting. Yeah, workplace romance. I don't have any real workplace romance stories though. Like, they ended up being like, just didn't work out. Because my prison was large. Like the first couple prisons, no. Because I don't like to make my honey where I make my money type thing. I'm one of those people. So for me, I worked at the low prison. So the prison has like 2,000 employees. Okay. Let's go ahead and say it's 2,000 employees. So at the low security, let's say it's 600 people. At the other one, it's 500. It's another one is 500. So it's like a few hundred people, a few plus hundred people at each prison. So there are guys at different prisons. So whenever I would go to like another prison, I'd be looking around to be like, who's here? So every now and then, I would see a guy. I mean, I did see a guy and we did date for a little bit, but it didn't work out. So, workplace prisons, workplace is okay, but he didn't work in the same prison as me. Nobody in the same prison as me. I mean, the same prison, but in a larger thing. So we didn't see each other every day. No. Got fired for, okay. Yeah, that could happen. You're going to get fired. If you do that, that could happen. But it's very hard, y'all. Y'all have to understand. I feel like as a I feel like as a female working in a prison, as soon as you step in that door, okay, because everyone's looking for the new officers, or everyone wants to see who the new officers are, because the world is small, it's boring. Being an officer there, being an inmate there, it's boring. The world is small and boring. So when you see the new officers come in, you instantly are like looking at them. If you see a woman, everyone's gonna be looking at that woman. And if that woman if you're a 3 on the outside, you're a 6 in prison. Like, they automatically add 4 more points because there's not a lot of guys. I mean, not a lot of women. So for me, I was definitely a 10 in prison, regardless of what anyone. I was definitely a 10 there. So I stepped in as a 10, and people are gonna look at me. Okay, they're gonna look, they're gonna stare. They're gonna watch everything you do. The officers, the inmates, everyone's watching you. So you have to make every move. You have to make every move accordingly. You can't just be like, and the thing is, everyone knows who the most attractive guy in the room is, right? Everyone knows who the most attractive guy in the room is. Everyone knows who the most attractive girl in the room is. So if you're stepping into a room and you're an attractive woman, or even just a woman, and then the most attractive guy comes up and talks to her, instantly people are already like, oh, what could that be? What could that possibly be? Now, if I was to talk to that same guy, same inmate every single day, we're talking, we're laughing, we're giggling. Oh, that's a couple. That's a couple. That's a relationship. Oh, you say no deodorant? Me was 9.5. Okay, but still, I'll be stinking cute. But yeah, instantly, that's a relationship. That's a relationship to people. That's what it looks like to people. You say we think way different? What do you mean? You think way different? Wait, I think, and I don't think we think differently either, because guess what? Whenever I would be at the prison, whenever I was working in my dorm, they would come, because the inmates would like to have the TVs turned on at a certain time, and I used to try to like say no. Oh, okay. Yeah, the inmates would like to have the watch the TVs earlier than what they were supposed to. They always love to watch the TVs either later or earlier than what they were supposed to. So they would try to get like a guy to come up to me and say, hey, get her to turn on the TV. So they'd send a guy. They would always send an attractive guy. They would never send Papa. They would never send Papa. They would never send the guy that smelled a little bit. They would never send somebody with, a funny haircut. They would send the guy who looks like he could probably be a model on the streets. At least that's what I thought. And it's not a lot of people that look like models. You say state transparency, multiple correctional making 29, the lowest made 225. What kind of ungodly? It would be 60K a year without OT. I don't know where you would see someone making 60K a year. Yeah. Are you talking about the federals? Talking about the federals, or because I don't know anybody with like 60K a year. I don't think they start you out at 60K. What state? Because it's different for every state. With Florida, I think the state is probably starting off at maybe like 35K. I think with Florida, and then like the feds, I think 35K, and I think the feds are starting off at like 45K now. But what was I saying? They made 250K. No, I think they have like a transparency site for the federal prison too, but no one in my prison made 250K. There's actually a limit to how much. Yeah, there's actually a limit to how much you can make at the feds, and the state has a limit too. Unless they changed it, they could have changed it. But, so anyways, yeah, we're talking about the TV. Oh, Ohio. Ohio's different. Yeah, look up, like, I don't know. I work for Florida. Every state's different. But yeah, so, whenever they wanted that dang TV turned on, they would always send someone. They would know who to, they would always send someone to kind of try to get you to turn on the TV. And I would see them telling certain people to get, like, to turn on the TV. I would see them sending them. I would see it. And I know they're not doing that because, oh, well, you know, I want the TV turned on, so you need to do it for me. They're doing it because they feel like that person can accomplish something, at least. So, yeah. So, yeah. Twitch destroyed my life. I already answered that question. Yeah, so you just popped in here and just started asking questions. Yeah. So, someone asked, why are you sharing this information? Oh. Well, I don't know. Maybe you should watch the VOD to see. I didn't get fired and I'm not in prison. I'm not a sex offender, so maybe. Can I speak on any inappropriate relationship I may have seen? No. Well, yeah, because the one girl who worked with me, I had a girl that worked with me recently. Well, not recently, when I was working as a correctional officer. And the thing is about, can I talk about this? Because she's in prison now. But the funny thing about her case, right? Everyone's seen this girl talking to this inmate. They seen her and the inmate having conversation. And that's all you will see. People aren't banging on the sidewalk in a prison. No one's gonna be, people aren't gonna bang and for everyone to see. So whatever people think is gonna happen, it's not gonna happen out in the open. So no one really knows until it all goes down, I guess. So with that being said, yeah, people locked up got nothing to do but run game. So with that being said, that's all I would see is, we always saw was him talking to her too much. We felt like they talked too much. So I remember saying, like, you probably shouldn't talk to him too much, but she felt like she could have conversations long with inmates. So, yeah, this girl in particular, eventually now she's in prison. She's going to be in prison for a good amount of time. And it's because she was doing too much. She was doing too much. And something happened. I don't know. I don't know all the story, but I knew something was going wrong when she was talking to him too much. Like, it's just, not that it's obvious, but you don't want to have, what are you talking so much about? Whenever I used to have guys try to talk to me, I used to kind of like shut down the conversation because I'm just here to do my job. I'm here to just do my 8 hours. I'm not here to be no guidance counselor. I'm not here to be life advisor. I'm not here to hear your life story. I'm not here to give you business advice, take business advice. I was just there to be working. I know it sounds cold, but they're like in a dorm, there are literally over 100 inmates in every dorm. So you don't have to talk to me. Okay? You don't have to talk to me. You're just talking to me because I'm a woman here in this prison. So I just would be like, okay, well, you probably need to go talk to someone else. So they knew not to talk to me. And like whatever precedent you set from the beginning, that you just kind of follow it. So that's just what I did. They knew me as like the person who did not talk. Like I just didn't talk. And if I did talk, and it was good because if I did talk, then they knew that I had something important to say. I had an announcement. Maybe they were gonna watch TV for a little bit longer. Maybe I was calling for someone. So they knew if I did talk and come out of my office, then it was for a reason. It wasn't just because like I'm hanging out. So it was good. I feel like my presence in a prison was pretty good. It was low key. I was quiet. I didn't say much unless like I needed to say something. But yeah, there was also there was a girl at the state prison that I worked with, and when I worked at the state prison, yeah, never put my job at risk. Yeah, so when I worked at the state prison, I worked for I think the pay there was like $28,000 at first, and then it moved up to like $31,000 a year at the state in 2014, I believe. So with that, there was a girl that I was in school with that ended up getting arrested shortly after I left. So I was working for the feds when I found her story. And technically this girl was bringing in drugs, cell phones, like she was bringing in all different types of stuff because I guess she had an inmate like try to, offer money for something. And she said she started making money. And from what I heard from the officer that she was really cool with, she told him everything. And she basically said that she was making way more money from the inmates than she was even with her paycheck. So she was not even worried about her paycheck. She was looking for she was trying to get the drugs and the cell phone money. So I don't know too much about the incident, but I think when they found it, they found the stuff through like something, I don't know. She was bringing in something, I don't know how. running, yep, would pay more. Yeah. So working at the state prison is different. I don't know about other states, but I know in Florida, yeah, quick, easy money always comes at a cost. And I think it's easier to get people at the state. I think it's easier to get people at the state to bring in stuff because you have to think a lot of state prisons, they're hiring people from like a local community. They're hiring, like they literally hiring people that in my hometown, they were hiring people at the freaking Walmart parking lot. Like they were doing hiring fairs at the Walmart parking lot. Okay. Oh, okay, good night. Thank you. Bye. Yeah, so yeah, they're literally doing hiring fairs at the Walmart parking lot trying to find people to work at a prison. Okay? They moved the requirements from like being 21, I think, or 20 years old to like now you can be 18 and work in a prison. So you guys have to think about the certain people that are going into prisons. You don't have to have any experience. The pay is so low. I think let's look up Florida State Prison right now to see if I want to get a job as a correction officer. Let's see. Florida Correction Officer. Florida Correction Officer salary. Oh wait, they start. Oh, that's the median. Let's see. If I'm gonna look for a job right now. The starting salary is $22 an hour. And let's see, where is the starting pay? Like I want to see the full yearly amount. So it is $22 an hour is what? $22 an hour is how much a year? Oh, $45,000 a year? That's a lot. I know that's a lot. Let's see. I know they didn't move up that much. Maybe so. Oh, wait. It's when employed in certain places. No, I think it is. Okay, cool. So now it's $45,000 a year. $45,000 a year. So you have to be at least 18. You have to be at least 18, a high school graduate, pass a background test, pass medical exam. Yeah, you do go through an academy. It's like a 3-month academy. So yeah, looks like you can get in. 45K is not bad. Now, what is, what's the feds pay now? Look, maybe I should go back. I need to go and make some easy money. Federal law enforcement salary. Federal correction officer. BOP. Shanked isn't a lot. Yeah. Oh, it's 42K? Okay. Okay, 42K sounds more, it sounds more, realistic. Let's see. If I want to be a correction officer at, I don't know how much. But anyways, I think the feds are starting you out at like 45K now. 45K. And it varies from state to state, right? And yeah, to avoid being shanked for a year isn't a lot. But you're not going to walk in there and getting shanked, okay? You got to work yourself up to getting shanked. But yeah, so 45, they're getting 45K a year now. That's actually pretty good. And that like beats it. They got to start at least 50K. I think the feds was starting at like 45K probably. I don't know anymore. But I know the feds move up every year. Every year the feds move up because you have to compete with times as well. So when I started at the state, it was 31K. But yes, it is. Correctional officer and law enforcement is a whole different level. It's a whole different dynamic. It's not the same, but as a correctional officer for the feds, you are considered federal law enforcement. So you have the same retirement as law enforcement. Now, the difference is, for me, I feel like the difference was the professionalism, the level of knowledge. I guess just honestly, like having a gun, because you can't have a gun in a prison. We had a pepper spray and a stab vest. And, yeah, so it is a lot different. Okay, yes, 46K, okay. And so, yeah, it is a lot different between regular law enforcement and in the prison. It is different. Federal COs, federal COs. But I don't know. Federal COs are just like the requirements are different. To be a federal CO, you already have to have the experience. You can't have any debt. Well, you can't have any debt you're not working on. And you get paid more. So when you get paid more, you act better. You act a little better with more pay usually. Usually so. So I have missed a couple more. It says it's a whole different dynamic. Okay, would you say you're in more well-run prison? The feds was a whole lot better than the state, but like as far as the federal prison I was in myself, yeah, I feel like it was ran pretty smoothly. I feel like it, yeah. I mean, I can't say I liked it, but it was ran pretty well, I think. I knew what to expect almost every day. I knew what to expect. So I feel like for that, it was well ran. All right, let's see. If I have ever consider, oh no. Take some of the answers. Can you take me into custody? No, okay. Some good, memorable moments, good and bad. Good, memorable moments. I will say good, memorable moments is just like spending time with the people on shifts. I had a lot of fun, sometimes just hanging out, not doing much, if anything, just hanging out. I know it don't sound too crazy. I know it's not too interesting. But, yeah, just trying to chillin' and making money is very memorable to me. Yeah, so that's, like, some of the good moments. Because you meet a lot of good people, right? Like, you meet a lot of good coworkers working in places like that because you're all in, like, hell. And you're just kind of making it work together. So some of the good people I met was good. That was a good time. And the bad times were when I had to get mandatory overtime and I did not want to do mandatory overtime. So at the feds, and at the state, they have where you have to stay an additional 8 hours. If someone like calls in last minute, they have a list of people who it's time for their mandate. And sometimes a mandate could happen like 2 days in a row, or like not 2 days in a row often, but it can happen 2 days in a row. So they automatically will mandatory you, especially like if it's like the Super Bowl is coming or something. Let's say it's a Super Bowl or it's a holiday. You're on shift. You're at shift from 8 to 4, and then 6 people call in because they don't want to come to work. So 6 people have to stay, and you have to stay for 8 hours. I think that happened to me during the Super Bowl, and that pissed me off. I didn't even have to go to the Super Bowl, but it happened during the Super Bowl. And then I think it happened during a holiday once, but I expected it. So yes, those were the worst times, just having to stay overtime. Like, yeah. And do I still keep in touch with some of my coworkers? Yes, I do keep in contact with some of my coworkers, and I have all of them, on my social media, really. So, we don't hang out, but because I'm really busy, but I'm still cool with a lot of them. Then I have any notable contraband from a shakedown? Not a lot. I found some tobacco once. I found some what do they call it? It was like alcohol. What do they call the alcohol? I'm trying to think. My outfit is cutting into my thighs. Okay, sorry. Okay, I need a break. One second. I'll be right back. Okay, I haven't even stood up. Here's my outfit. Okay. Can't show you guys too much. Okay, I'm back. Alright, quick little step away. My outfit is kind of tight today. I don't know why my outfit's so tight. I don't know how my outfit's so tight, y'all. Alright, so, what was I talking about? Any prisoner escapes? No prisoner escapes. Let's see. You guys asked about my coworkers? Yeah, no. I keep in contact with them. Was it scary? It was scary when I first started working at the prison, when I was working with females. So yeah, it was scary. It was very scary. And I was scared of those women. The women were scary. The women were very in your face. And that was my first time working at a female prison. And the women, feel like the women fought the most. And the prison that I worked at was one of the highest security. I don't know why I always end up at some of the worst prisons, but that was one of the highest security prisons for women. We had the only death penalty female, and she was so sweet. The lady who was on a death penalty, she was the last woman I think to get the death penalty, and it was so sad because I knew who she was. So I feel like she's the only person that I really could empathize with. She went to prison for the sad thing about this lady is that, well, it's not sad. She shouldn't have did what she did. But I feel like the sad thing was she didn't kill anybody. I think she was married. She had a boyfriend, and her boyfriend aspired to kill her husband. Her boyfriend killed her husband, but she was the cause because she was the one who told him to kill him. And then she was a cop. She was a cop, so she had the utmost punishment, and then she had the death penalty. So she ended up dying. I forgot what year they killed her. I think it probably was 2015, 2016. I wasn't there, but she kept trying to appeal the death penalty. Yeah, she should have just divorced him, but still, I don't feel like she should have died. I don't think she should have died. But I feel like that was the worst. I don't know. But anyways, she was a death penalty inmate. And it was so funny because we weren't treating her like a death penalty. We weren't treating her like a death penalty inmate. She had her own 3 cells to herself. She used to go out to recreation with everyone else, And I worked at the female prison for close to a year. And they were crazy. They used to fight. I was so scared, you guys. When I had orientation, I knew it was real when I had orientation. And the first day, they said to me, or they said to our class, like, oh, you working here, you're gonna fight. You're gonna fight these girls. These girls like to fight. They're gonna jump you. I'm just letting you know right now. And then they were like, you know what your weapon is? You better pull out your walkie-talkie. That's your best weapon right there. Pull out that walkie-talkie and get to work. If those girls try to get on you and try to fight you, pull out your walkie-talkie and fight back. And I'm like, oh, walkie-talkie? That's what y'all gonna give me to protect myself with these women? Because I think in Georgia, they didn't have spray. They didn't have no spray. You don't have nothing. You got your walkie-talkie. That's it. That's everything. That's your weapon. That's your call for help. They say call for help and use your walkie-talkie. Why did I take it? I needed the experience. I needed to work in my degree field. What else was I gonna do? I was working as a telemarketer. Either I was gonna continue to work as a telemarketer and scam people, or I was gonna work in that prison and fight those women with my walkie-talkie. One or the other. But I didn't have to fight anyone working with the women, but they were crazy. They were, I was scared. I was so nervous, and like they were crazy because if you tell them to do one thing, they would like get mad at you. You tell women to do one thing, they would get mad. They want to fight. They cuss me out. So yeah, women were very emotional and they were kind of scary to work with. So, what do you do? You keep your job. Yeah, I definitely grew. I grew a lot. I grew some thick skin. I learned how to deal with crazy people. But yeah, the women were crazy. And yeah, I was so happy. So with that, from working with that experience, I went to the men like within the next couple months because I moved back home. And oh my gosh, the men were like so relaxing. And it was so different talking to men and women because with women, you have to be like so soothing and, oh, well, this is what it is, etc., etc. And with men, if you talk sweet like that to men will walk all over you. At least at the male prison they did. If I talk sweet, the men would walk all over me. They did not like it. If I say, sir, hey, you can't do that, don't do that, they don't care. They don't listen. So you have to be like, hey, you have to yell at them. You have to say, hey, I said sit down. You have to like yell. You have to start yelling at the men at the state. At the state, they loved when you just yelled and you had to be very strong and they think it's funny because you're yelling, but at the state, they liked it. You could not talk to them gentle because they would just be like, she ain't talking to me. Like, whatever. They did not like the niceness. Now, at the feds, I felt like said downplay a lot of her appearance and didn't even wear glasses as a CO. Oh, probably. But yeah, the feds, when I moved from the state, okay, I work with the state with the women, state with the males, 2 different people, 2 different audiences, both crazy. Well, the men are crazy, but in a different way. So when I went to the feds, it's like I had to combine it because the feds, the men are there, they're more entitled. So to me, I felt like they were more so like the women because they're very emotional. You cannot talk to them how you talk to the state inmates, the males at the state. You had to be more soft. So it took me a while to adjust because no one talked loud. No one yelled anymore. So you had to be very, very, you had to be very more gentle. Like, I remember I tried to handle an inmate the same way I would handle the inmate at the state because I was like, I'm going to yell, they're going to listen. And, like, I had people running to help me. Like, what's going on, girl? What's going on? And I'm like, no, I'm just talking to him, I just, it was so weird. But yeah, so, the feds is way softer. So, I dealt with a lot of them different. Do I know some self-defense techniques? I don't. Yeah, I don't. We did self-defense training, but I just don't remember it. And I feel like most of it was just to do. I don't think any of it really works. So yeah. Let's see if I have any more questions. Let's see. Why corrections? Oh, okay. Why corrections? I kind of went over why corrections, but the reason why I stayed in corrections for so long is because I got comfortable. I got comfortable going to work in, my little wrinkled outfit and pulling my hair back in a ball. And yeah, I got so comfortable just not doing anything. Yeah, I was in the Army Reserves too. The whole time I was in the Army Reserves. But I just got comfortable. That's why I stayed for so long. Of course, like I said, I originally wanted to do probation. I wanted to do 2 years in the system as a correction officer and then get out, be a probation officer. Now, what made me not become a probation officer is because I got addicted to doing overtime and working all the time. So what happened was, whenever it came time to want to do probation didn't do overtime. Probation, I think I started off, I was making like 35,000 as a state correction officer, right? At the state. And in order to become a state probation officer, I think the step up was like 40,000 a year, but there was no overtime. Okay, and it was, not necessarily more work, but it was no overtime. So whenever I started working for the feds, I'm like, okay, I'll become a federal probation officer because they start stepping up every year. You can make like 6 figures as a federal probation officer, but it's harder to get into. And I think I just never really gave it the chance. I just got so addicted to doing overtime and I got so comfortable working at the federal prison that I didn't really care much about being a federal probation officer. Now, I did think about getting into Customs and Border Patrol, like working in immigration at the airport, but I was really afraid. I was really afraid of the polygraph test because you have to take one to do those kind of things. I was kind of afraid of it. I don't know why. And I did not want to have to go to Texas either because usually a lot of people that I knew that got those jobs were going to Texas. I was afraid to go to Texas. I was so comfortable living where I was, doing what I was doing, that I did not want to do anything else. I had goals inside of the prison. So one of the things that I was doing inside, I was a psychologist assistant. So I was a psychologist assistant inside of the prison. I worked my way up to be a psychology assistant, which is not working your way up, but you work for psychology. So I was eventually trying to become a drug treatment specialist inside of the prison. So that was my ultimate goal. That's why I have the extra degree. I have a partial degree and partial credits that are in addiction studies and stuff. Some of you guys know why I did that. So that's what I was going to be, a drug treatment specialist inside of the prison. That was the ultimate job that I wanted to do. But what happened was, when I got my job as a psychology assistant, I got to see the lives of the drug treatment specialist. And I did not want that life. I did not want that life anymore. I just saw things too close to what it was, so I just did not see, I just did not see me wanting to work as a drug treatment specialist anymore. I just didn't see it. I didn't see that for myself. And eventually I started working as a secretary because, I was like, okay, I'll just do another job outside of the prison. And that's when I started I was doing online work. I was getting money from, being a content creator. So I was getting money from that. So it kind of changed my view of things. So I was like, I don't want to do drug treatment specialist anymore. I could just be a secretary and then still kind of do my content creation job and then maybe do something else outside of the prison. Because once I became a secretary, I was kind of right outside of the prison, right? I started working for the camp, and the inmates are literally outside of the prison. So I started working outside of the prison, and I just really didn't want to do it that much anymore. I was already making all this money, making more than what I was getting paid, and so I basically was losing money to work at the prison, and had to think a lot. Oh, well, thank you. Well, I was thinking about it. I'm just like, I'm losing money to be here. And I'm losing. I don't know. Am I gonna retire from this? And I had to look and evaluate every job that was there, and I was like, oh my gosh, do I see myself being a warden? No. Do I see myself working as a case manager here? No. Do I see myself as as a supervisor? Am I gonna be a teacher here? Like, it was so many positions, but I just didn't see myself at any one. I didn't see myself happy there. I did not see myself doing anything, and I literally was like, my stomach hurted every time I started showing up to work because I just felt like, it was just ridiculous. So yeah, thank you. But I just was tired of working there. I was tired. Yeah, I had to think about it. Like, am I gonna retire? And like, once you deal, like, not that I had to deal with a lot of sexual harassment. I know a lot of people think I would have to because I'm a female and I work at a prison. But there are times where you do have to deal with it. Like, you do have to walk through, like, the sidewalk. And I used to try to hide from inmates. Yeah, so I used to try to hide from inmates, I, like, let's say they're all in the rec yard at a certain time of day. I would try to go earlier or after the inmates would get off the rec yard because I didn't want to have to walk by them. So I did a good job of hiding from them, just trying to, like, okay, when are the inmates? Is it a lot of them over here? I'm gonna walk over here. So I did a good job of, like, hiding from them most of the time. But there were times where I did have to walk by, and I did have to see the stares and the grunts, and and I did have to, like, see some stuff. And I'm like, I was thinking, like, if I stay here, I'm gonna stay here until I'm like, 50 years old. I'm gonna stay here until I'm 50. I'm 33 right now. So if I did stay, I had to stay until I was like 50. Do I really want to have to deal with this until I'm 50 years old? Do I really want to have to face this every day until I'm 50? I don't. Do I want to have to hide from inmates every day until I'm 50? And work in a job I don't like until I'm 50? I don't want to do it. So I made it to where I started doing other stuff outside of working in the prison. I did content creation, and now, I'm able to tell my story about how rough it was. Gosh. But yeah, so that's I think that's everything. I think I said everything today. I feel like I've gotten into everything. I don't know if there's anything that I did not talk about. That people asked. Let's go back and see if there's something that I could have missed from the video I posted. I feel like I posted that video on let's see. I didn't check the TikTok comments. So I posted the video a while ago, like actually months ago, and it went very viral, and I got a lot of negative comments about it as well. Like, people were like, oh, like, so many women only work there for attention, and I don't think women work there for attention. I think people, like, especially in this day and age with social media, I can get attention online. I can get attention at a bar, a club. I can get attention anywhere else. And yeah, I'll do an Army Q&A maybe like next week or so. And I never kicked no one. And my strengths and weaknesses, I feel like I really don't as in working in a prison, the strength is that I was easygoing. And my weakness is that I was easygoing because a lot of them got away with, gambling. That's the thing. Inmates like when officers are pretty easy to work with, meaning like, as far as you're going to stay in your office, you're not going to do much, you're not going to bother them. Because that was my thing. I'm not going to bother you if you don't bother me. If you bother me, we're going to have a problem, okay? Just don't bother me. But I think that they like that as well because they can do their gambling. They can, watch TV. They don't have anyone like shaking up their stuff, doing all these crazy shakedowns. I did whatever was required of me to do. I did my rounds, whatever, and then I go sit back down in my office. I didn't do anything above and beyond. I just did what was in the, written instructions. And I think when you have people do more, because you have people that work in a prison that go to, like, they want to be officer of the year. They want to find the most that they can find. They want to bust up the gangs. They want to bust up the drugs. They know there's drugs in there. They know there's cell phones. You have some guys that are looking for that stuff as soon as they step in the door. So that's why it's, like, good to have a balance. You have officers like me. I'm just trying to work. And I'm trying to, I'm trying to chill. And then you have officers that really want to get that officer credit. They want to, they want to get into the special teams. They may be power trips, but some people, like, there are special teams in the prison that a lot of people want to work on. Then there are, like, awards that you get. You can get Officer of the Year if you do certain things. You find a lot of stuff. You can get, you can be top flight security of the world. You can get chosen, because if you're really good, you can get chosen for certain, they have a lot of special stuff with the feds, too. The feds have, like, special teams that go to different places. They do competitions and stuff. So for the feds, a lot of people want to be recognized, because eventually, if you are, like, a really great officer, you can get promoted easily. So you'll be a case manager quicker, which means you'll get more money quicker. And if you're a case manager and you're doing a great job as a case manager, you can get promoted and be like a captain, or, you lead a whole shift. And then you can be a warden. Wardens get paid buku money, especially with the feds. And then let's say, like, they just make a lot of money. So a lot of people do go in like, I'm going to do it all. I'm going to catch it all. I'm going to do it all. Me, I'm just trying to make it. I'm just trying to make it. I'm just trying to make it. My degree was in criminal justice. My master's was in human services. Let's see. Well, I posted this video a long time ago. I'm trying to see if there's any questions. Did you guys have any questions? Oh, you have any pictures? Yeah. Yeah, I have pictures. I'll show you guys some pictures if I can find. I don't have a lot of pictures. Dang, where's this video? I don't have this video. Okay, here it is. Let's see if I have any questions. A lot of times people don't ask the questions. They just like to say, lock me up. All right. Someone asked if I worked at federal estate, so that's, the key is not taking the jacket off. I can show you guys my jacket. I have the jacket here. Did I really work there? Yes. Catch it good. Okay. Alright. So they say they're surprised they allow hoods. Are my family members upset I quit? No one was sad I quit. Everyone knew that working in a prison, when you work in a prison, you're literally in prison. You're in prison. You can't go anywhere. You can't really do anything. Hurricanes come, you have to go to the prison. Holidays, you have to be close to the prison. Not close, but, unless you may have to stay at the prison if you're working. You usually have to work around holidays, or you'll be a crappy person. Everyone can't take off at the same time, so yeah. Let's see. Every person, okay. Alright, so that's about it. I don't have anything else. What was my usual workday like? It depends on the shifts. Usually you go in, you count, and, you do 30-minute rounds. So you walk around every 30 minutes, and then you do searches. You do searches, maybe. You have like 5 searches to do. It's pretty simple. You sit around, you pass out mail, maybe. You know, they go to their activities, etc. I went. You kind of have to watch the VOD because, yeah, Gucci Gang. I have to watch the VOD because I think I answered a question similar to that. It's kind of like repetitive. Male prison, y'all. So yeah, let's see. What else? So it's the most difficult part. The most difficult part was having to be available, especially as a correction officer. Once I got out of working as a correction officer, it was pretty easy to, like, have days off. Just kind of not create my own schedule, but I could have more days off. But if I wanted a day off as a correction officer, you have to request certain days off and you may not get it. And therefore you have to probably call in, and then you'll screw someone else over because they need a certain amount of people on shift. And yeah, it just sucked having to be available as a correction officer. Once you're not a correction officer, you can just call in, or oh, okay, well, you just got in and I think the notification went out a while ago. So yeah, but I think you have to just think a little bit. Think a little bit about the question you ask, and you'll probably get your answer if you think about it. I wouldn't have to answer it for you. So yeah, let's see. Let's see. Have any new ones? No. All right, so I think that's it for my Q&A. I don't think I have anything else on my socials. Oh, let's see. I didn't check all of them. Where I'm in administration or with the prisons. I was with the prisoners at first, and then I was in administration. And why did I end up leaving? I left because I started working more as a content creator, and it was getting in the way of my job here. So, was I glad? Yeah, I am happy that I did it, and I'm really happy because I feel like everything I've done in a way has prepared me to be on the internet. I know it sounds crazy, but I'll explain. Because I just feel like I've carried a lot over from working at a prison to working on social media. Let's see, replies. Can I get the replies? No. Oh wow, the replies are just gone. Dang, I thought I could get the replies, but the replies on Instagram weren't anything anyways, because people just kept talking about arrest me. But yeah, I feel like a lot of things I've carried over from military and working in prison carry over to working on internet, because working on the internet, you have to be very safe. At least in a prison, I knew who the enemy was. I can see them in broad daylight, or not the enemy, but I knew who the offenders were. I knew who had previous sex offenses. We spread, especially females, we spread word about who probably would be the person that's trying to do something nasty or whatever. So yeah, I feel like working as a correction officer carried over because I kept that same like security mindset to what I do now. That's why I'm very cautious. That's why, like, even when I travel, I don't go a lot of places alone. Even like for my house, I kind of lock this thing up like Fort Knox. So it just kind of still reminds me of like working in a prison, because I have to go shoot. Yeah, I have to handle the internet trolls like I handle inmates as well. It's just kind of like, goodbye. Not really take it too personal. So yeah, it's still like a lot of it carries over. And people on the internet are way more nasty than inmates are. So I think the surprising thing is that the people on the internet are way more nasty than the people in prison. Yeah, I'm pretty sure if the inmates could have said things and done things, they probably would have said and done things. But I think with the internet, people are just kind of allowed to. I don't know how Instagram allows it. But yeah, people say a lot more nasty things on the internet than I've ever heard in the prison. But I feel like the prison was like preparation for it. More of the preparation for it. More of the preparation for, hey, lock your damn doors. Keep them locked, you know. Carry protection, which you have protection. So I feel like it prepared me for this. It's weird, but it prepared me to like, you know, kind of be aware of what I'm doing, what I'm saying. Don't say too much. Don't do too much, you know. Yeah, be aware of your surroundings. So I'm happy I had the experience. I don't know if I would go back because I'm probably way too popular now. Yeah, I understand that they have the freedom. The people in the, what? Yes. That's true. And because of that, the people on the internet feel entitled to do a lot more than the people in prison. Yes. So I'm happy. Would I go back? I probably wouldn't go back. Maybe if I went back, I probably would work at like a female prison because I feel like the men would know me. Like I'd be too familiar now. I'm pretty sure they have tons of my photos now. I'm pretty sure my photos are. It was funny because they were trying to get my photos in because I started getting really popular online and I was still working at that prison. So inmates knew. A lot of them knew who I was. And they were trying to get my photos in. So even the mailroom had to like say, hey, this girl has photos that people are trying to get in here. So if it's her, we can't let these pictures in. So yeah, they were trying to get my pictures in there. Yeah, well, at least with the women, I'd feel less threatened, probably. At least I can probably, like, you know, I don't know. But yeah, they have, but women, no, the women have a lot of girlfriends. The women's are lovers in prison mostly. Like most women have girlfriends, so they won't be keeping pictures of other women because their girlfriend's gonna beat them up. But yeah, so now I'm pretty sure there are lots of rooms with photos of me on the walls. Yeah, so I probably would not want to go back in there. Don't make me go back, y'all. Support. I don't want to go back to prison. But yeah, I probably wouldn't go back because, yeah, it would just be too uncomfortable. Just way too uncomfortable for me. And yeah, no one worried about me. Working in a prison it's people worry about me more now than working in a prison. Cause yeah, you know who the people are that are inmates. Did I have access to paperwork like the court documents? Yes, I knew what everyone did. I can tell what everyone did. No, not everyone. Once I got to the feds, you could look it up. You can look it up, see what they did. Not necessarily their court documents, but especially once I worked in psychology, I could see everything. I could see everything. So yeah, I could see what you got, what type of illnesses you may have. You know, what you said in court, all that type of stuff. So yeah, eventually I could. I could listen to the phone calls. At the feds, you listen to the phone calls. I could hear everything they're saying, you know, on the phones. They be trying to have phone sex sometimes. So that was pretty interesting. It's not against the rules. So, you know, I have to just hang up to not listen. I think it is against the rules, but just, yeah. I think it is, but yeah. I don't think it really is, but whatever. It's not much you can do about it. If someone's having phone sex, just gotta hang up. You gotta hang up. One of my coworkers, he was so funny. He used to like listening because it was a guy who did it every morning, and he'd be listening. He'd be like, listen. He having sex on the phone. You listen. And I'd be like, can you stop? I don't want to hear that. But that was funny. So yeah, you can hear all of it. And yeah, there's a couple of them that I know what they be talking on their phone. So whenever they come to visitation, I'd be like, listen, I know you nasty, so be careful in here. I know you nasty. So it's funny. It's funny. Yeah. Yeah, so you knew everything about him. You knew everything about him. But, let's see. Let's see. Yeah, people on the internet are more brave. And do I feel free? I don't know what that means. If I feel free because of my fame. I don't really have much fame. I'm just kind of popular. And no, we didn't have any weapons in prison. We didn't have any. Yeah, so I'm going to take my Christmas tree down. It's okay. People, you got to wait till what day? Tomorrow? You wait till like tomorrow to take it down. You keep it up. But, yeah, for the prison, you only have you don't have any guns. You have guns outside. So whenever I was in a patrol car, I would drive around and do patrol. Well, not patrols. You'd be riding around, which is called a patrol, but you have a gun. You have a, what's that gun? What's it called? You guys know, shotgun. You have a shotgun. No, you don't have a shotgun. Oh, you have a shotgun and you have another gun. You have 2 guns, I think. You have 2 guns. So when you're riding around patrolling, you have guns, okay? Do you have 3? You have a lot of guns. You got guns on the patrol cop. Because you're on a patrol. Someone could escape. You got to shoot them. Pow. So you do have guns in the patrol car. So that was the only time you have a gun. But other than that, oh yeah, you also have a gun in the hospital. Sometimes the inmates get sick. You got to go to the hospital. You got to sit out there with them. You have a gun there too. So you have guns for both things. Got to be armed. Because that's when people try to escape when they get out. Like, you know, courts or hospitals. So I had a gun for those 2 things. And then, let's see. What else? That's it. But inside of the prison, everyone has to wear pepper spray. So I always wear pepper spray and then a stab vest. So you have your stab vest on. You like really suit up. Oh my gosh, the stab vest was so, oh my gosh, it was so hot. So you have your stab vest on, you have your pepper spray. So stab vest, pepper spray. And that's it. That's all you got. So someone try to stab you, they gotta aim for the head. Okay, that sounds bad. I don't know why I'm laughing. Yeah, I've never used my spray. I've never used a gun on anyone, no. Have I threatened someone with spray? Yeah, but it wasn't even like a real threat. It was just kind of like, okay, now you're getting too close. But no. Have I ever used handcuffs? Handcuffs are used regularly to transport, especially like when you're like in confinement to go to and from rec. You have to put handcuffs on them. So I use handcuffs a lot when working in those jobs. Now I didn't work in those jobs a lot, but if you worked in confinement, you had to use the handcuffs all the time. And when I worked with the females, I worked mostly in confinement, so I always use handcuffs, always. And oh, thank you for subscribing. Thank you. Yeah, so yeah, you always had spray, and you always had handcuffs. You always had handcuffs and a stab vest. Stab vest, some people like to wear it, some people didn't, but it's required now. You have to wear it. When did they training did you have? Okay, so I don't think you get sprayed. You don't get sprayed at the feds for pepper spray. You don't get sprayed. They just have you like, do they? I don't know. I don't think the feds spray you with pepper spray, which they should. They should spray you with pepper spray. But I've been sprayed 3 times in my life with pepper spray. I've been sprayed 3 times, okay? Because I was in the Army, okay? First with the Army, because I was with a military police unit. They sprayed me on my forehead. They spray you on your forehead. They let it run to your eyes. They wait until it runs to your eyes. And yeah, so let it run to your eyes, and you have to go through an obstacle course. pretty tough obstacle course. The first time I got sprayed, I cried so bad. It was horrible. It was, oh my gosh, it was so traumatizing. Like, I just looked at everyone around me like we were so helpless. And yeah, I got sprayed then. The second time I got sprayed was in Georgia. It was fairly easy. The spray was not that difficult. So they spray you. You go punch a bag 3 times, and then we sat down. It was easy. Whew. And then the third time I got sprayed, no. I don't think you get used to it. If you don't like it, you don't like it. You just know how to deal with it. Like, the third time I got sprayed, they sprayed me, and I was like, okay, what do I need to do? Like, tell me what I need to do right now, because yeah, the third time, by the third time, you know what to do. Like, you know, the quicker you can get this thing off you, the less it burns. You know to walk or something, let the air hit it, keep letting the air hit you. So, but there's people who are like, kind of immune to it. Some people get hit with it and they don't feel it because, like, they say it's more prone, like, if you really like spicy foods, like, if you like really hot, spicy foods, you may not feel it as much as someone else. So, some people hit, like, I've seen some people get sprayed, like, out of my unit of, like, 100 plus people, 100 people get sprayed, 2 people able to walk like nothing happened. They're like, oh, okay, what's the obstacle? I gotta punch this bag. Okay, who do I have to arrest? Like, they're just going through it like it's normal. They didn't feel it like it was, So out of like 100 people, maybe I'll say average of like 3 people won't feel it, or like it's nothing to them. So it don't work for everybody. It does not work for everybody. So You gotta you gotta know how to use your words before you spray that spray on people. Because that's not always gonna work. That's not gonna get everyone to back down, okay? So, I never used my spray. I never had to. I never got in such a heated incident like that. No. I was fairly easy to deal with. I'm trying to think the worst consequence. The officers have to be tased as well. No, getting tased is voluntary. Oh, you know what? At the Florida, you do have to be tased in Florida. Yes, in Florida I was tased. And being tased is fairly bad, but it's not like spray, because when you get tased, you just feel it for the 10 seconds or 3 seconds that you're tased. Like, they had the little thing to press down on your, it wasn't like the taser where they shoot in you, like the police taser, but they had the one that you, like, you hit someone and it tases you. Yes, tasing, it only lasts for like 3 seconds. It leaves marks. It leaves marks, but tasing and, but yeah, tasing is not that bad. It's bad, but after you've been sprayed, you'd be praying for the taser. It's a lot more cleaner. You don't have to really prepare for it. Yeah, well, I can't talk like this every day. I don't have a lot to talk about. I don't want to talk about prison every day. Gosh, I have to keep thinking like, oh, when I was in that dark space, what did I do? No. So this is a day to let it all out. We're going to talk about it all day today. A little bit longer. And then we can probably bring up a part 2 maybe or something. But I don't want to like talk about it every day. Or, you know what, I could get a part-time job there or something to keep y'all interested in what's going on in the no, never mind. I would never do that. I would never do that. The inmates would know who I am. They would out me. They would out me. But, yeah. Let's see. But, yeah, I can't go to the questions that they asked on Instagram because it doesn't take me back. I should have screenshot them more when I had the chance. And I think that's all for me for now. Let's see. But yeah, last time this video, when my videos go viral, sometimes go for the wrong reason, y'all. And I'll be like, now what did I do here? And they'll be talking crap about me. Like, they talk crap about me in my uniform. And I'm like, how can y'all be mad at a correctional officer? And they just kept trying to tell me that women work there for the wrong reasons. All right. I'm only talking about correctional officer stuff today. This is a correctional officer chat. We can answer all the other questions later. But I think I got it all out right now. I got it all out. Let's see. What's the right reason? For the money. The right reason to work in well, I can't even say for the money. It's a good stepping stone. You know what? I will say it's a good stepping stone for my career. So I feel like for not say for anyone, but if you don't really know what you want to do in your life, and let's say you're strong-minded, because inmates know how to get under the skin of people. They know how to try to manipulate people. So you have to be a little strong-minded. But if you want to get into, like, I don't know, let's say, I don't know, like a government job maybe, it's a good place to start. And right away, like they say right away in Florida, the pay, when I Googled it, I don't know how accurate it is. I'm pretty sure it is. But it says the starting pay is $45,000 a year, and you can start working there at 18. So where else is paying 18-year-olds $45,000 a year? Nowhere else, not that I could think of. I mean, you could be a content creator, but what other job with no experience, with no other dedication, you work your 8 and hit the gate, is paying that much? I don't know any other job that's paying you $45,000 a year, and that's without overtime. So not that I'm recruiting. Maybe if you guys sign up, use my name, maybe I can get some money. I don't know. But yeah, it's not necessarily a risky job if you take all precaution. If you take all precaution, you made $30K in one day before, but who else can say that? Who else can say it? I don't know. I don't know anyone else who can say that. Okay, so I don't know a lot of jobs that are paying $45,000 a year for 18-year-olds with no experience. So right off the bat, you can go in, and then you can go and you can, you can get overtime. So that brings your $45K a year to probably, let's say even if you work like one overtime a week, that brings it from probably $45K to $60K. And if you bring in 2, 3, you bring in your, start doing overtime, you can make 6 figures. You can make 6 figures with as a 18-year-old, and that's experience. You're also getting experience. Let's say you want to be a police officer, or you want to be a probation officer. Let's say even if you want to, like, you could just make more money. So it's a good starting position. It's a good starting job. You just have to have no crime, but you have to also not be manipulated. But yeah, I left my job. My I think the most I made was like 85K. I think that's where I left it at, 85K. But that was with overtime. Oh, thank you for subs. Thank you so much. 6 figures. It's 100K. No. That was in a year, y'all. I don't know. I didn't count. I don't count how much I make in a week, or because salary, I don't know, because it fluctuates. It depends on how much you're gonna put in your retirement and how much you gotta go to health savings, etc. I'm just saying, without tax, take off the taxes, all that stuff. You guys know, if I say I make $85,000 a year, then take off the taxes and stuff after that. That's before taxes and stuff, and healthcare and my retirement and all that good stuff. $5 can of raid reach straight into 12,000. They smoke it on paper. Oh, they do. No, they well, I don't know if they turn into 12,000 in the prison, but they do. They can. That's the thing now. I think now inmates receive the feds, I think they received their mail electronically. I'm not sure if that's changed completely, but they're talking about getting their mail electronically because people were using kids cards and putting like meth on the kids cards, like pretending that it's a birthday card or Valentine's Day card. And then people just started turning paper into drugs. Like they spray the Raid on a piece of paper and mail it in. So yeah, they would be smoking it. And people would die on it. People would die off of it. People would overdose. Hello, Boone. I've been here for so long and you've been gone. And yeah, I mean, yeah, the money, I don't really know where I invest my money. I'm not an investor or money person, so I wouldn't be the person to give you those answers or anything. But yeah, I wouldn't know where I invest my money, but yeah, I wouldn't be any person to advise anyone on that stuff. So yeah, you have no license or registration. Oh, come on. But yeah, you can make pretty good money working in a prison. Okay. You can, but and it's fairly dangerous. It is fairly dangerous depending on what prison you work. But I will say, usually the inmates are not after the officers. They're not usually after the officers. They don't see an officer and they're like, oh my gosh, we're gonna go after this officer. Well, they will go after you, but it'll be in a different way. They're gonna see if they can take advantage of you. Usually, it's not them trying to it's not them necessarily trying to fight you. They're going to see if they can take advantage of you a lot of times first. They're going to test you. They're going to test your boundaries. See, thank you. It's Kitschy. Thank you. But yeah, so they're going to try to get at you in another way. It's not necessarily going to be trying to fight you. They're going to try to manipulate you. Yeah. And it's very subtle. I feel like the women were very obvious when I work with women. They're kind of obvious. Like women would literally tell me, oh, you look like a model. You're so pretty. Oh, this and that. So the women were way more obvious. And it was just like, different with women. But with men, they were very subtle. They tried to work their way in a lot more than women. Like women, with men, they're going to try to be, the men are gonna try to be more subtle. Like they'll be like, "Oh, Miss, I can get your trash. I can get your trash every day." Or can I hold your bag or something like that. Like men are gonna try to work their way in. Yeah, they're gonna try to work themselves in different ways. They're gonna try to work next to you. They're gonna try to put themselves in your face every day. First, is not, if you see, like, honestly, if I started seeing one of the inmates too much, I knew that somebody, I don't know if it was just my mind, but I knew that he was trying to do something. Because why do I see you all the time? There were literally inmates I never knew how they looked. But if I'm seeing you all the time, then you're trying to let yourself be seen. Because if you literally have something going, you don't want an officer to know who you are. You really don't. You want to be under the radar. You don't want to be someone that people, like, you don't want people to know your name. Okay? So if I know who you are, or I've seen your face too many times, if I've seen your face twice, 2 times in a day, that's 2 times too many, because I should not know how you look. Okay? So I felt like they're more manipulative. They're going to try. They're going to itch in. From my history of working there, I feel like they try to itch in. They try to, try to hide it so they can get close to you. And that way they're going to get in. And they're going to drop it then. Like I had someone who worked for me. And he was working every day. It was fine. He always started talking about his life and what he wanted to do when he got out of prison and stuff like that. And I would just be like, okay, it was interesting. And I noticed he kept trying to talk to me more. And I didn't know if it was just me just like trying to be so like hard and not trying to talk to him. And so I was just like, oh my gosh, like, why does he keep talking? So eventually, one day, all the inmates were on lockdown. They were locked down, and they eventually got up because something happened, and then they were able to get off lockdown. He was able to come to work. So he came in, and he looked at me. He was like, oh, you miss me? And I was like, here we go. This is it right here. This is him etching in to the little bit of that. I feel like that was him trying to inch in there, because now you're asking me if I miss you. What am I supposed to say? Of course I do. Like, of course I miss you. So I feel like, you know, they try it in little ways. So I fired him. He got fired. He no longer worked for me after that. Because what made you think I missed you? What made you think so? So I feel like they try it in little ways. For me, at least. Maybe I'm just very, you know, maybe it's me being very protective, but I feel like they try it in little ways. In little ways. Yeah, but what else am I supposed to say? Am I supposed to say, yeah, you miss me? You get what I'm saying? So he got fired. He got fired because what do you expect? What did you want me to say back? You were trying to get something. You did that to receive something. You would not have asked that to a male officer. You know, you wouldn't have asked that. You wouldn't have. Thank you for getting this sub. Thank you. But yeah, so I just feel like it's like them itching for something. It's itching. No, he got fired. I didn't say anything back. I did say something back. I said, I don't like what you said. I feel like you tried me, and you don't have to come back to work anymore. So that was it. That's how you do it. That's how I do it. So that way he'll tell everybody, oh my gosh, when I worked for her, I asked her if she missed me and she fired me. That way everyone will know not to say stuff like that. So, you know, people they learn who you are. They're not going to say stuff like that. They're just going to let it roll. They know it's going to be easy. Just, you know, kind of simple. People know that I am a little crazy. Okay. A little different. It's send a message. Yeah, you can't just come to me and tell me that you know, you miss me. So, with that being said, you know, he had to go. I'm just a little crazy, just a little bit, and I think a lot. I think when he said that, it's like, why? What was your purpose? You wanted me to say that I missed you back, and you wanted me to lose my job. You wanted me to send you some drugs, probably. So you're gonna go. You're gonna go. It's not gonna happen. That's what you wanted. You wanted that relationship with me, didn't you? You're not gonna get it at all. You're gonna leave. You're gonna get fired. You're never gonna see me again. Okay, sorry. All right, maybe I thought too deep about it. But you gotta think that way. You gotta think that way because that's what they think. That's what they get in their mind. He had a fantasy. He had something. And he was trying to work for it. But I could tell. And someone asked, have I ever been attracted to an inmate? And I feel like there were, I feel like there were attractive inmates. There are attractive people everywhere. I found a lot of people attractive, but like attracted, I don't know, attracted to them. Is it a difference? Because I feel like people can be attractive and I'm not like into them. I feel like, yeah, there are a lot of people that I can perceive as attractive, but I don't have to be into them. Like, I feel like yeah. So I don't know if that sums it up. Like sometimes I would describe inmates and I'd say, oh, well, he, you know, you can consider him attractive. Yeah. So I feel like there were a lot of attractive inmates. Not a lot, but there were a lot of attractive inmates. But honestly, I feel like prison, I don't know if it's like people just kind of let themselves go there. But I feel like both working with men and women, I feel like they really kind of just lock up the big, bad, and the ugly. I'm not gonna lie. I feel like in prison they lock up a lot of big, bad, ugly people. I don't know. I feel like pretty privilege is a thing. I didn't see a lot of attractive people in a men or women's prison. I didn't. It's not like you walk in there and you just see a lot of fine people. You gotta go through the big, bad, and the ugly. And you're like, oh, look who's in here. It's not, I don't think so. I feel like, yeah, I feel like that's like in general. I don't feel like it's a lot of handsome men in prison. I don't feel like it's a lot of beautiful women in prison. Every now and then, yeah, you gotta go through it. You gotta go through them all. So that's why when people are like, oh, you must have had some type of sexual relationship with an inmate. It was only like 2 inmates in every dorm that was attractive. It wasn't even a lot of inmates that were attractive like that. So it was only like 2 of them in there. Once you get through Papa and you get through the sex offenders, the pedophiles, it's probably only 2 people in there that were probably attractive. So I'm supposed to just make it obvious? No, if you're lazy... you're gonna be lazy in prison as well. Yeah, if you're lazy, there's a lot of lazy people everywhere. There's a lot of people in great shape, but it's also a lot of lazy people as well. Yeah. Oh, I feel like... Let's see. Oh, sorry. Oh, wait. I'm looking at the wrong video. 1 second. 1 second. Okay. What do you say? Oh, there we go. Okay, cool. I was looking for someone to ban. I'm like, where is he at? Did I ever meet someone and said they're kind of a truly kind person, kind of sad they ended up there? Yeah, I ran into a lot of that at the female prison when I worked there. I felt really bad for a lot of the women, and it kind of made me change my ways. Not really change a lot of my ways, but it made me really aware of, like, not that anyone can end up in prison, but for some of the women, I know you guys, I feel like some of the women were just with the wrong people at the wrong time. And I felt like there was a woman in particular I know had life, but you never know who's telling the truth as well. She said that, with her story, she was with her boyfriend or a friend, and I guess, like, the friend randomly went and robbed a store, killed someone. She was with them. She happened to end up getting life as well. That's what the story is. You don't know. Maybe she wanted to rob that store too. Rob that store as well. So yeah. So she ended up getting this a lengthy amount of time. I know a girl, her and her boyfriend were setting up to rob people. Like, they were setting up people to rob, and her boyfriend went and robbed someone, and then, she ends up getting, I don't know, 15 years in prison because robbery with a gun, is it robbery, whatever, robbery with an armed weapon, whatever it is. It's a long time. You get a long time. And then there was this young girl in college, armed robbery. Yes, it's a tough crime. It's a big crime. Okay, you're gonna get a long time for that. Yes. Now, and then there was this other girl. She was so young. She was so cute. She was little. And she ended up getting, like, life in prison because her and her friend staged a robbery at, like, a Popeyes while she was in college before she quit. And and they knew it was her because she thought it was funny. But her friends had a gun. And, they had a gun to people's head. They robbed so it's just like, what made you guys, like, think of this? And you thought, like, they thought that they would, like, it's something that was simple. They could get away with it. It was like, it's in their minds, they're not the ones doing the crime or whatever. But, so, so yeah, it was just, they're stupid. It's stupid, but it's just like, you have to be careful with who you keep around you, because as soon as someone's on something stupid like that, it's not like I'm gonna say I knew not, well, I never hung around people that thought silly like that. But if I did, I would know to get up and leave. I knew I could get up and leave. Okay? I'm going to get up and leave. If someone starts saying, oh, look at this gas station, we got to rob it real quick. No, I'm not. Get me out the car. Get me out. I don't want to be around it. Like, because I learned that people get a lot of time to just be an accessory to the crime, to be around the crime, to look like you're a part of the crime. Get up, get out. Yes, you're liable. And just imagine if you're like, you know, you spend the night in a cell, same car. Oh, dang, okay, yeah. Just even being around certain people, like you don't even want to be around it. So I learned to be very careful about the company that I kept because I didn't want to be an accessory to anything. I didn't want to be involved with anything. If someone wants to like fight someone and I'm around, we're not fighting anybody. I'm about to get up, I'm about to go. I don't want to be an accessory to no manslaughter. No, get me up, get me out. Yeah, I'm out of here. So yeah, it's just very, I learned a lot. Yeah, I met women that were in there for DUIs and they end up killing someone. So it makes you more aware, like, okay, I don't want to be in a car with anyone drinking and driving. I don't want to drink and drive. Like, you just have to think, you just have to think a little bit. Once you start working in places like that, you think a little bit deeper. You don't want to be a part of anything crazy because you've heard some stories, you know some stories. I don't even like to be around girls. Like, I've had friends that have had like man problems, and I don't even like to have friends that have like man problems because your man could be crazy or do something and then you do something back. Now I'm involved somehow. Like, no, I don't like crazy around nothing because I've heard some stories. I've been around some stories. I don't want to be around it. Now the women's stories got me more because they were way more interesting. A lot of the men's stories were more so like drugs mostly. Yeah, most of the men were mostly drugs. It was just drugs. So with them, I knew not to sell no drugs. It's just pretty obvious. It's pretty obvious not to sell drugs, but I knew with men not to sell drugs. And then when I worked at the Low, there were a lot of child predators there. A lot of child predators. That's pretty obvious. Don't be a child predator. Duh. So, yeah, the individual who's responsible never take the weight. Yes. That's the thing. It's true. It's sad because the person who's responsible never take the weight of the full crime. I feel like if I'm the person, and that's why in a way, it's not like I'm very sad because you don't know the full story. I wasn't there. She could have been the one that made the guy rob the bank. Or they could have been the one made the guys do it. So they're just as guilty because, you know, y'all were in it together. So in a way, you're just as guilty because you could have been the one planting the seed. So you just gotta stay away from it. Yeah. But yeah, a lot of times that's why I don't know, because I feel like if I would have been a part of something, like let's say I wanted to go rob a bank and I had friends with me, I would be the one easily to say it was me. I wanted to rob that bank. But because that person didn't do that, it's almost like, what was y'all in? Y'all was in on something probably. I don't know. What happens a lot in America, like, just need someone take the fall. Yes. Yeah. So that's true. I don't know. You know, it was whenever I was with the women listening to their stories, I was like, okay, I really have to be careful because I can end up in here, not easily, but if I choose the wrong, especially the wrong boyfriend, which I have done a lot of times. If I choose the wrong crazy boyfriend, if I choose the wrong friends to hang out with, I will be on a path to destruction. If I work at the women's prison, I worked at the women's prison first. So I worked at a state prison with women first. And then the second prison I worked at was with men. And then actually, at the feds, they also had women there too, but it was in a camp. It was a different section. So it was different areas. Yeah, it does suck that people can't get life for drugs, but a pedophile go back home. Yeah, it does suck. It does. Yeah, but that's just how stuff is. It's crazy. It's crazy. But yeah, I worked with a lot. Okay, so where I worked at, there were a lot of child predators. A lot of them, and cause they like to stick them all at the same place. Because people do like to harm them, people do like to attack them. They try to keep them all in the same place because if you got hundreds of child predators, then no one can really harm you can't, fight all the child predators at the same time. So yeah, I think, and the crazy thing about child predators is like a lot of them are your average day working people, like average people. And that's probably why I was able to survive so long at the low, because it was a lot of just normal child predators, and I'm not a child, so I wasn't at risk. So there's a lot of child predators there. What in the world? Yeah, it was cool. It was cool. I was like, okay, cool. I'm good. I'm good. And okay, I can't say too much. But when it comes to the predators, it's like no one really cares much about them, to be honest. Like no one really cares for them. Now other people around, so no one really cares for them like that. So they're a little bit easier to work with. They're just, I don't have to say anything too much, but yeah. But yeah. So it's easier to work. It's easier to work in those dorms because if something's not working or something, it's like whatever. It's not working. It's not working. Okay, I'm not calling anyone to check. I'm not calling anyone to fix it. No, sorry. Sorry. No, so it's a little easier to work for those. You just don't have to do a lot when you're working in those type of populations, and fairly simple. Fairly simple. But yeah, let's see. I guess that's it. Y'all got anything else? Anything else? I think I've been on for hour 42 here. I can try to make it into 2 hours here, even though it'll be like a total of 3 hours. So if you guys have any more, we can make it into three total hours. Oh, thank you. Wait, that's not a thank you. What are y'all talking about? Oh. Thank you, Paul. Thank you. And am I streaming tomorrow? Yes, I'll be streaming tomorrow. Yeah, I'll be streaming tomorrow. I'll be there. It will be fun. What am I doing? I'm gonna try to stream while I'm out doing content tomorrow. But it'll be really quick. And then I'm going to try to stream at night. I have some new games that I purchased. So I'm gonna try to get those games up and started. Just kind of see what I may like to do. I still don't have my backpack, y'all, for my IRL streams. I don't have my backpack yet. Let's see. Let's see. I don't think I got no update on it. They haven't sent it yet. You guys, I hate this freaking company. I don't have no backpack. Let's see. I don't like that. Yeah, it'll show up soon, but I think it's gonna show up after my vacation, so I won't be able to stream like then. But as soon as I get back, I'm gonna test it out. I'm gonna put it to work. So I do plan on like putting it to work, but I just don't know when they're gonna start. But once I get it, I'm gonna try to stream everything. I'm gonna try to stream everything I can. Every day. Let's see. Tracking my shipment. Let's see what they say. I don't even think they've sent it to the post office. Nope. They created the label, but it still has not been sent to FedEx. They created the label. That's about it. So maybe, I don't know. I feel like everybody should be at work now. I ordered it from unlimited IRL stream. But yeah, so yeah, once I start, I should be streaming all the time. You guys, I may do like a whole day stream. I feel like because there's so many things I need to do, right? I need to clean my car, and you know, I'm like, I want to pay someone to clean my car, but I was like, you know what? I don't have to pay no one to clean my car. I have time to clean my car. I could just take my backpack with me, go to a car wash, set up the car wash, and wash my car and stream. I was like, I could just do that. That'll be fine. That'll be a good stream. So, you know, with this backpack, it's like I can make money doing anything. Oh, I don't have to. I don't have time to clean up. Why not? I can just clean up and stream. So many things I can do with the backpack. So I'm happy. I'm excited to do it. I'm just gonna do everything and stream. Stream. I've had my Jeep for like 3 years. Yeah, I'm gonna run errands and stream. If I go to like Target, I'll stream. I'm just gonna take my backpack, I'll stream. Especially like a very like popular place. Because I feel like if I go to a grocery store, like let's say I go to Publix, I can, you don't know what Publix I'm in. I can choose a random Publix within, I don't know, 40-mile radius. And yeah, I'll just choose random Publix, 40-mile radius, and just, yeah. Yeah. Oh, no, I'm not going to drive and stream. I'm going to, yes. I'm going to go to generic chain places. I'll probably go, like, to any Publix within a 40-mile radius, choose a different one, any type of, you know, maybe not Publix. I'll do, like Lowe's within a 40-mile radius, whatever. So, if someone's, hey, it's a lot, but, hey, I'll make a stream out of it. I'll make a stream out of it. It's cool. So, yeah, if someone is watching me, you're going to have to go to every Publix in Florida to know where I'm at. Or, you know, every Publix in the Orlando area to know where I'm at. Just need you to go live vicariously. Yes. Oh, well, everyone knows I live in Orlando. So, and that doesn't always mean if I'm in a Publix is only in, where's Publix at? It's only in like the South regions. But yeah, it doesn't matter. Yeah, I'll be careful. You guys, I'm very security minded. I've worked in the prison. I know how to be careful. Yeah, it's only in the South region. So just because I'm in a Publix, and honestly, what I plan on doing is like even putting on my title, you know, different areas. Yeah, you never know where you never know where I'm going to be. So, yeah, I don't plan on always telling you guys exactly where I'm going. Sometimes the titles may be a little misleading. Maybe not. Maybe so. Maybe not. I may say I'm in Bali. Yeah, I think everyone in Florida has a gun. It's like customs. It's like what you do. But yeah, I may say I'm in Bali, but I may really be in Thailand. I may say I'm in Thailand. I may really be in Cali. I may say I'm in Cali, but I'm really in Florida. So, I'm going to lie a little bit about my IRL stream sometimes, but it's just to help, it's just to kind of, know exactly, not for people to know exactly where I am, not all the time. So I'm going to lie a little bit. So you guys are already here. So don't be asking, where are you? Where are you? You can ask me what I'm doing. What are you doing? Yes, no stream sniping. So yeah, you can ask what I'm doing, but you wouldn't lie at all. I'm gonna lie a little bit, just a little bit. Yeah, I'm just gonna lie a little bit. I'm gonna be hiking, and I'm probably gonna tell you guys I'm in Puerto Rico, but I could be in, Georgia. You may know the difference. So guess what? It's good interaction. It's always good. So it doesn't matter. But yeah, I'm just getting ready, getting prepared. I have to stay security minded about everything, So yeah, I have to stay security minded. I have to be aware of where I'm going, who may be around. So yeah, that's all. So any more questions about my prison life? Because I'm not going to answer these questions in a long time. Are you going to just run up? Okay. Is Mess my real uniform and rank? No, it's not. No, it's not. You hope to see me back in New York this year? Probably so. Yeah, I have friends that live in New York. I have family that live in New York. So probably so. New York City is a great place to, be and create content. Did I ever see myself becoming a warden? No. What I did want to do was become like a manager of the unit, like a dorm manager. You like in charge of all the, inmates and their movements and where they like jobs they do and stuff like that. So I did see myself possibly doing that, but that's still a very it's still a very difficult job and you're in charge of a lot. So everywhere I saw myself, I would see myself like unhappy. I would see myself just there and hating my job. And I think a lot of people there hate their job. So, yeah. I think that's the problem with a lot of police work or like correctional law enforcement type work. It's that a lot of people just simply don't like their jobs. They do their jobs because they got into them because it's a stable income and it's stable. You get a paycheck, you get overtime, it provides for your family. But in general, you're just kind of like, you dislike it. Yeah, a lot of jobs suck. But I feel like working in law enforcement, I feel like a lot of people do dislike their jobs. At least I met a lot of people who dislike their job. And they were just there just to kind of, get their paycheck, get their retirement. Most people there were there to get their retirement. So I think like I did like my job in the beginning and then I was like, I kind of just want to get retirement. Like I kind of just need a paycheck. When I'm done working. And yeah, I just wasn't willing to stay for that long. I wasn't willing to do that. That was gonna be too much work. You say you're pretty comfy at your job, can't complain. That's good. I mean, I'm happy where I'm at now. I feel like I'll always create content or be behind the scenes creating content or like, I don't know, streaming. I feel like I can always stream. I can change up the stream. I love making YouTube videos. I don't make any money from YouTube videos, but I love making YouTube videos. So yeah, I feel like doing what I do now, I actually do enjoy it. I enjoy like being a good person for people to like, I don't know, to watch, to see. I feel like I try to only spread positivity. Unless people piss me off a little bit, I may like get a little sassy. But other than that, like they came for me, so I have to come for you. But other than that, I feel like I'm not here trying to spread false propaganda or like try to like, you know, be evil or like make people feel bad about themselves. I'm all about like, you know, positive vibes, happiness, peace, travel. You know, I share where I travel, so maybe you can go one day. Like I'm all about having a good time and like feeling good and just being good, being happy. So I like that I can spread positivity. I feel like I spread positivity, and I know I make a lot of people smile regardless of how, you know, how they get there. I feel like I put a lot of smiles on people's faces. And no one in the chat wants to get fired. Yeah. Yes, no one should get fired. No one should get fired today. But yeah, I feel like, you know, I do like my job. I do like my job now. I know people don't see this as a job, but this, if I looked, oh my gosh, I checked my hours. I checked my hours on Twitch. I worked 80 hours. I was on here streaming for 80 hours this month. 80 hours a month. That's 40 hours a week. That's a job. That's a job. So, yeah. Regardless of what people think. Regardless of what they think. Career. Well, career, job. Yeah, that's a lot of hours. 80 hours a month. Yeah. 80 hours. And some of the girls I know, I asked how many hours you put in. They said like 100. 100 a month. 100. But yeah, it's a job where I get to call the shots. A job that I'm actually into. And, you know, it is the only difference. Sometimes I do miss. What I do miss, though, about working in a prison or working for someone else opposed to working for myself is that I do miss when I went on vacation. I had less vacations then. I had way less vacations. So I'm blessed. Very blessed. But when I went on vacation, I actually got to, like, be on vacation. I got to be on vacation. When I was off of work, I was completely off of work. I didn't have to do anything. I didn't have to answer anyone. I didn't have to, you know, I didn't have anyone waiting for me to get anything done. I was done with work. I was, you know, I was just on vacation. I didn't have any work to get back to. I could be on I mean, I wasn't making that much money, but I could be on vacation for 2 weeks and didn't have to reply to anybody, say anything to anybody. I didn't have to post, you know, so it just, you know, so sometimes I do miss the simplicity of just like having days off. Having days off. Exactly. That's what I said. I said that. I said that, E. Rogers 502. I said exactly that thing. I said I do travel more. But yeah, it's like I travel more, a whole lot more now. I travel at least once a month. But I never have a day off now. I don't take days off because I'm in charge. I have to. Now it's like, okay, you don't have an employer matching your retirement anymore. You don't have anyone matching your retirement. You have to work for your retirement. All of that has to go to you. You don't have no one helping you pay your health insurance no more. You don't have to pay that out of pocket, or you're going to have to, you know, have money set aside. So it's different now. It's different. I have to grind. Like, that's why, like, I work every day. That's why I work really hard, because I'm working for, you know, to be able to retire, because I basically, you know, gave that up. I gave up that cushy. I gave up that cushion and all those snacks and, you know, all the easy money that I got from cosplaying as a correctional officer. I gave all that up, and now I'm out here. And yeah, I got out of jail. Now I have to, you know, really put in some work. And I've been doing fairly well, and this has paid off a lot, and I'm really blessed, and I'm really happy that I'm doing it, so I can't sit here and complain. But, you know, sometimes, I remember in the beginning, I was like, oh, I don't know. I really miss my job. You know, I got paid. I got my check every month, every 2 weeks, and I knew what my check was gonna be like. It's such a difference when you know exactly what your check is gonna be like. You know, I knew if I worked a certain amount of overtime, what my check was gonna look like. And I didn't have to worry about, you know, anything. It was just, I knew what it was going to look like. Yeah, the job security. The job security is untouched. And then as a correction officer, your job is always needed. They're always hiring correction officers. So so with that, you know, like there's a very low chance of you getting fired unless you do something crazy. Like they used to say that it takes an act of Congress to fire a correction officer. And that's literally almost true. Like, it almost takes an act of Congress because you just can't get fired because they need you. You have to do something crazy to get fired as a correction officer. They'll put you in the mailroom for years before they fire you as a correction officer. Unless you, like, literally, you got to slap a warden to get fired. And they may not fire you then. They may, they may put you in the mailroom or something. Oh, thank you, Iceman. That's great. I like military families. How much do they pay you? Well, you start off at about 41. Well, I started off at 41K, then I made 45K, then 50K the next year. And I worked a lot of overtime. So I was making close to the 6 figures before taxes and my retirement and stuff, you know. Got to put that retirement in there. Got to put that in there too. And all that good stuff. So, it's fairly well. It's fairly well. Now, I worked a lot of overtime as well. A lot of overtime. So, don't think that, you know. The job that I wanted to get as a drug treatment specialist, they started out at 60-something K. And then you end your last final pay before you, like, I don't know, the end point is like 80K. And that's before overtime. You still can work overtime in certain jobs. So I would have been making maybe with my overtime, of course, I probably would have been making I don't know, a good amount. But I would have been in hell, y'all. I would have been in hell still. I would have been struggling and sad. But what do you say? Correction officer bringing drugs into a prison will be terminated. Yes, but even then, even if you're bringing in drugs, that's why people do say, like, oh, correction officers are dirty. Because even if you bring in that type of stuff, they have to prove it. So it takes a long process sometimes to prove it. Like I said, this girl that I knew, who everyone had an idea that she was sleeping with an inmate, it took them like 4 years to prove it. 4 years. 4 years. 4 years. Now she's in prison. She thought she got away. she thought she got away with it. But they just were adamant about it. 4 years. Guys, it takes a long time. So a lot of times they may tell the person, like, hey, I don't know, do you want to just quit? And I think she just didn't want to quit. She wanted to continue to, you know, work and whatever. I don't know what happened. She stopped working and then they still followed up on her. Yeah, but yeah, I think it just takes a long time to prove because you literally have to be caught in the act, right? You have to be caught in the act. How else? She was placed on like administrative leave or something. Yeah, she wasn't working in the prison. They gave her a chance to quit, but she said it didn't happen. And they came back. But yeah, she's serving time now. No, she didn't get paid. No. I mean, she's serving prison time right now. I don't know when it started. I don't know when she had to turn herself in, but this literally just happened. This literally just happened. She's going to prison. She's a sex offender. She's a certified sex offender now, too. So, yeah. Yeah. I don't think it's worth it. I don't think it's worth it. I don't think anyone's worth being called, being labeled, not even called a sex offender. I don't think anything's worth being a registered sex offender. Well, an inmate cannot consent to sex. An inmate cannot consent because he's in custody. Like someone said they're the prison, yeah. They cannot consent to sex. So yeah, she's a sex offender because she abused her position. She has abused her position as a, yeah. She abused her position. No, inmates cannot consent to sex. So because they cannot consent to sex, if you have sex with an inmate, it is considered rape. Yes, it's considered rape. So that's why. That's why it's a big thing. Yeah, I mean, I don't think it's really good either, but you do have to think how some people can be in those positions and can try to take advantage of them as well. So that's why they take it seriously. As like a federal law enforcement officer, you are like, it's your job to serve and protect. It's not your job to be making boyfriends or girlfriends. It's not your job to do that. It's your job to serve and protect. How can you protect inmates if you are having, relations with them? So it can be a predatory thing. I mean, let's say I could have gotten to the prison. Let's say I could have made it a thing and said, I'm going to date these inmates and I'm going to make them all, I don't know. I'm going to make them all, I don't know. I'm going to make them all clean my office for favors or something like that. And let's say they don't want to. But if I can tell them, listen, either you're going to do this to me or you're going to go to confinement, right? I'm a predator. I'm a predator at that point. I know you guys think they'll sign up for it, but I'm a predator at that point because I intentionally put myself in that situation to take advantage of them, to go in and say, listen, you're going to do what I tell you to do or you're going to go to confinement. So they don't know if that's what she was doing to them or not, And all they know is that these inmates need to be protected. They don't need to be, preyed on. And that goes for men and women. So it's the same thing. And yeah, a lot of guys will not complain, but, you never know. Maybe they don't. Yes, abuse of power. Yeah, it is. You say your CO is mid, but what if your CO was like, listen, you're going to do this to me right now, or you're going to go to confinement? Or you're going to do something nasty to me? I don't know. I don't know if I can get too deep on here because this is not labeled on there. So yeah, with that being said, you cannot do that. You cannot do stuff like that. You have to keep it very professional. You're professional. Yeah. It could be a guy. Yeah. It could be a male warden and it could be a male inmate. So yeah. And the prisoner, I think he did sue. I think that's what's the issue, is that he did sue because he can. You can. Because you're not being protected at this point. And let's say you want to get closer to home. Let's say, especially a federal inmate. Let's say you're a federal inmate and they put you in Ohio and you have this female officer that is trying to get with you. That's an easy way to be like, I've been being assaulted. I want to go back to Miami right now. I want to go home to Miami. I want to go see my family. I'm in Ohio. You guys got me locked up here. I've been molested. I want to go to Miami. And that could happen probably. That could be an easy way to go closer to home as well. So yeah, it's just against the rules, guys. I don't make the rules. I don't make the rules. I just enforce them. I just enforce the rules. I didn't make them. But yeah, it's against the rules. And I used to tell people that all the time too. That was my line. I don't make the rules. I don't make the rules. I just enforce them. Sorry. I don't make them. Yeah, and the rules are hefty. The rules are hefty, but I don't make them. I never did none of that. I was only an officer. I was only in the low level. There was nothing else I could do, okay? Yeah, I only follow my orders. So guess what? The rules say I can't have that relationship. I'm not going to have it. I'm not. But yeah, people break them all the time. It takes a long time to catch them because it's hard to prove that her and this person actually did something. It's hard to prove it. You have to have evidence. You have DNA evidence, phone calls, something that proves it. You have to. So. Oh, possible van evader? Oh. How is that? Okay. Why is it still paused? Okay. Hello. Hi. If anyone is trying to admit to it in Atlanta criminals, no one wants to snitch. Yeah. Yeah, it's true. No one wants to snitch too. Yeah, that's just, you know, what it is. No one really wants to snitch. No one wanted to get her in trouble. You know? Hey guys, I'm talking about correctional officer stuff now. Let's see. I'm gonna... So yeah, alrighty. I think that's it, y'all. I think that's it for today. I've been on for like 3 hours. And I'm here. You can actually ask me the question, Fiend, live. I was actually a CO. I probably wouldn't be here talking about it for 3 hours if I was not. So yeah, excuse you, cause I'm here. I'm right here. Goddamn, I'm right here. What the hell? You asking people questions? I'm right here. The hell? Am I not here? Did I step out for a second or something? But yeah. Alrighty. Well, I think that's it. And okay. Well, thank you. It's okay. It's all right, Fiend Live. I'm not gonna arrest you today. I'm not. But yeah. So that was it. So if anyone comes in my stream and they're like, you know, asking me questions, I got so many questions I answered today. I don't even know if I can answer more questions. Maybe we can do another night, you know, for new people if I get a lot of new followers or something. So, oh, I didn't show y'all my jacket. I didn't show you guys my jacket. Let me do that, okay? I have it back here. Oh, and my pants. Okay. Most of you guys have seen this video. Most of y'all have seen this video. Yes, if anyone comes in and asks me more questions, I'm going to link them to this VOD. Actually, you know what sucks is that, like, the VOD is now into 2 parts, but it doesn't matter. We're going to highlight this stuff and link it. And then if I get, like, let's say 30,000 more followers, I will do another one, but I have to do it every so often because, like, I don't want to keep talking about the same stuff, you know? Maybe we could talk about, like, some correctional officer news or something. Oh, yeah, I can link it to YouTube. Oh, you want the link to YouTube. But yeah, I'll put them both on YouTube. And then I'll put a highlight. I'll highlight one here. So yeah, this is my pants I wore to work. Around the end. So these are a little tight, okay? So don't just... These are some tight pants. Okay, this is around the end. This is how tight the pants are. So the pants are pretty tight, okay? But no, don't judge me. Don't judge me. Let's see. Hold on now. This is a kicker. Right here. This is where people are like, what the fuck? Yeah, the pants do look good. I got tired of wearing baggy pants. I used to wear really baggy pants, but I got tired. So this is my shirt I would wear to work. This is what I would wear throughout the dorms. So I don't know if you guys can see anything, but I used to like to wear this. This was my favorite thing to wear. And then I like to wear my hoodie. I used to put my hoodie on like this. And then, let me see. I love this jacket. You can wear it through all weather. I wore it in the summertime too. So I wear my little hood like this. So yeah, this is it, y'all. It's a double flap. I don't know what this was for. I guess it's for some air. I don't know. Yeah. So, this is what I wore, y'all. This is my everyday. Alright. But yeah, I still keep it. You know, maybe one day I'll get back in that prison. Maybe one day I'll get back in there. Who knows, you know. Maybe it's to prevent sweating, yeah. So inconspicuous, yes. I think it looks, you guys think I still look pretty great. Oh, you need a jacket. I love that jacket. I love to wear that jacket to work. It was one of my favorite jackets. Yes. One of my favorite ones. But yeah, so I'm going to let you guys go. I'm going to be back tomorrow. I'm going to try to do a mini IRL stream. I need to try to set it up on my phone, actually. So I'm going to try to set up a mini IRL stream. And I do plan on updating my room tour because I just changed some stuff in here. So I plan on updating my room tour, especially after I get this tree taken down. But I'm going to do a mini IRL stream tomorrow just to kind of test out my equipment a little bit. Not equipment, but my phone because I don't have my backpack yet. So yeah, but thank you guys for watching. I appreciate it. I'm going to save this VOD, so it's going to be available, and I'm going to download these videos. I'm going to put them on YouTube, all of that good stuff. So you guys can rewatch it, or I don't know, if someone has questions, I'm going to send them to this dang video until I reach like a lot more followers or something, because that way I'll have all the questions you need. All right, so, all right, thank you guys. See you tomorrow. Bye. Thank you. Thank you, VA Raider. Thank you. Bye. Oh, maybe I should see who I can raid. Anyone on? I'm gonna raid someone, okay? I'm gonna raid VIP Panda, okay? And I like her. She helped me a little bit with streaming, so all right, I'm gonna raid someone, okay? All right, bye.